So we're gonna start working on the Rocket Bunny kit, and there's a few things I want to do before we get done with this video. But before we get started, I kind of want to talk about the fender lining that you guys see here. So I was hitting the freeway about 65 miles per hour. I was about to get onto the highway, and all I hear is a doo-doo, and then like I turn around to look at the side view mirror, and I see the fender lining on the floor. So the fender lining's no good anymore on the driver's side. So I wasn't really going to keep it on the car anyways. I was going to be taking it off, but now that it's off, we're gonna might as well just take off the passenger side as well. So most likely we're gonna figure out a way to waterproof over the tire and under the fender. So we're probably gonna be doing that this video. Also, we gotta be cutting this way and down to actually sit the fender flare where it's supposed to. As you guys saw, this was kind of stopping it from actually moving this way. So that's something else we have to do. Also, the bracket where it connects the bumper, we have to cut that and install what I think is called a speed nut, which is going to connect the bumper to the fender, which hopefully that works out well. We're going to start working on the Rocket Bunny kit, and hopefully everything goes right. So you're able to tell from right here, as you can tell, that it's actually centered from the way right here where I'm seeing it from. It looks perfectly fine, but the only way to know if it's actually going to be perfectly fine is if we lower the car. So most likely we're going to be doing the other side right now, just so I can kind of do both sides at the same time. So let's go cut the other side, and then we'll lower the car and tape up the fender flares and see how they actually fit. So it's another beautiful hot day, and the last clip you guys saw, my battery ended up dying. It was getting dark anyway, so I was gonna end the clip there, but I just finished off by taping up the whole panels. That's all I was doing. I was just taping up that panel and the other panel as well. That way I can remove from the fender flare the tape all along the edges, but I did keep along that edge because that edge is what is going to be touching over here, so I don't want to be scratching that. But now that we have the fender all taped up, we don't have to worry about scratches anymore. So now we're going to mock up the actual fender flare, the Rocket Bunny flare, onto the fender and kind of position it to where the line was. The line is right here, so along this edge. So we're going to try to position it there and see what else we have to cut. We still have to cut the bracket right here, but we'll do that later on, and we still got to remove the inner fender liner. But for now, let's just mock it up. So that's kind of where it's supposed to be right now. And I don't know if you guys see on this part right here, there's a indentation right here where it goes, it dips in and then out. So that's kind of what it looks like right here. This is where it dips in and then out. But this little piece right here, this little piece that I left, it's not allowing it to go down, and we kind of needed to go down because if we were to sit it onto here, you can tell that it's going up right here. So this is not straight. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna have to cut this piece right here, this small little piece right here, and hopefully let it rest against the side skirt. But for now, that looks like the only piece we have to cut, as well as the tab that's in here because it's stopping it from sitting flush over here. So I cut the tab already, and I made it sit a little bit more down, and it did make it sit a little bit more down, a little bit more straight from here. There's still a little bit more, there's still a little curve right here, but there's nothing that a sandpaper can't fix. We can always just sand it down right here. But what I'm thinking is when we cut it, this piece right here is kind of making it look like it's slanted up. So maybe it's just this piece. So maybe when we cut it down right here, it'll look a little bit better. But if this is a little bit too high, we'll most likely just sand it down and just get it smooth so it can be parallel with this body line right here. We're gonna get it parallel to that. So that was a good thing that we cut down there all the way down to the side skirt, so it rests good on the side skirt. And most likely when we cut it, we're gonna be cutting it on this line right here all the way across, so that looks good. And then also, if you look from back here, you can tell that it sits perfectly across the tire, and that's perfectly where I want it, because I don't want to sit it actually close to the lip, because then I can't lower the car anymore. And if I let the fender flare sit a little bit higher, I can always have that gap right there to lower if I want to lower it, if I get bags or something. But overall, it actually looks pretty good up here as well. There's still some small gaps here, but if you push it down, it like closes them up. And as well as, I'm gonna be putting a rubber sealant right here, so it makes it waterproof as well, so that's gonna help as well. And down here, like I said, you have to cut the tab that's down here to let this part sit flush. So we're just gonna replicate this same thing on the other side and make sure we get the other side exactly like this side. That was me trying to take off the fender, and well, at least trying to take off the fender, because of 3 reasons. So the first reason why I stopped was because I was kind of getting ahead of myself. I shouldn't be cutting the fender flare just yet. I shouldn't even be doing that right now. There's other things that need to be taking place first, as of the bumper, and figuring out how to waterproof the inside, the fender lining, where the fender lining goes. And I was just getting caught up on, I just want to finish. You know, I'm skipping steps, and I'm putting some steps first than others, which I shouldn't be doing. So that's the first reason why I ended up stopping. The second reason, when I was taking off the fender, I got every single bolt or screw taken off from the top. But once I got towards the bottom, I couldn't really figure it out how to take it off. It was kind of stuck between the side skirt and the bottom of the fender, so I couldn't really figure it out. So I stopped because of that. Now I ended up Googling and trying to find a video on it, and I just couldn't figure it out. So I ended up asking some people on Instagram that have already changed out their fenders for carbon fiber fenders, and they were nice enough to help me out and tell me what I was doing wrong and which screws I was missing. So now I know how to do that, so whenever we get to that step, I now know how to do it. So with that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out. Embrace yourself.